Okay, I think we're ready to go here now. Anybody wants to join me, please do. It's been one of those days. The head just doesn't want to seem to keep up with what's going on.
Downbound at Salt Dock. One upbound vessel, United States Coast Guard cutter, Bristol Bay, with a crib light.
Admit Joe. I don't know how to turn the ding-a-ling on. So when you
Participants, Paul. Hit participants. 3 dots in the bottom, or it says more. Hit that. And then it says play sound. I just did it. It's the same thing every day. Every day. Write it down.
Why wouldn't if because it says it's checked for play sound.
Yeah, I just checked it.
You just checked it. Okay.
What I'm telling you is, again, write it down.
Well, I spent the morning again with my credit union trying to figure out why I can't sign into my accounts. This is the 5th time in the last week.
You
Nice
might be
guy.
putting in wrong passwords and they're cutting you out.
Yep, that nice guy. And he helped me change my password one more time.
So write that one down and get rid of everything else.
Yeah,
Start
I
a new page.
did. It is. It's written down.
So tomorrow, if you can't get in it, you're doing something wrong. Look at what you're doing. Pay attention to what you're doing. You get frustrated, then you forget what you're doing.
Good morning, Brenda. How things in Florida? Florida, Brenda, you going over to the South Florida drone meetup?
Somebody's coming in.
Admit Justin.
Yeah, Justin gonna come yell at you now.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Brenda? Joe,
What's up, Justin? What's up, Justin?
Oh, just got back.
So I'm having buyer's remorse.
What'd you buy? Oh, you bought
I
that.
bought the
Yeah, the
V-copter?
V-cup.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I got a good deal. $369 Flymore kit, 3 batteries. The whole works. It's gonna be $599 when it's gonna come out. So it's a good price. It said it'll ship in June. I'm getting a yellow one like I want. But I'm having buyer's remorse because of the freaking controller.
Why?
Because I got to use a phone with it. Now, if I could, I can't, it doesn't show you enough. Whereas how big of opening that thing will work. Because I got a little small A7 tablet. If I could use my A7 tablet on it, I'd rather that.
Well, somebody made me a little hook on their printer that allowed me to use a bigger tablet on the other.
Well, let's see
Yeah,
the
that's what I
controller.
think.
You got a photo of it?
Yeah, stupid shit. Hold on, man. I'll find it. Let me find it. It's just goofy looking. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it
Because I know
don't really show you.
the old like controllers, the original DJI controllers didn't look like they could hold, but they could actually hold up to a 7-inch tablet.
Yeah, I know. Let me. Aldrin, Flight Path was on there yesterday. Let me go put his up, and I'll show you because he's got it. Okay, let me get it better. Hold on a minute. Let me get out of this because it's not showing me a big screen. But Flight Path, Aldrin, they gave it to him to try out. So he had it out there and he was showing it yesterday. And that's the only, it's just, it looks like a little cheap controller, you know what I mean? Okay, now, once the commercial ends, I'll show you. Somebody's coming in.
Ed and Lance.
Are you able to give co-host there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Come on.
Hey, Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You know why, Paul?
Why?
It's pizza day.
It's pizza day,
Pizza day, and you got the weekend off.
the week off, right?
Oh, you're off for a week. All right.
Yeah. So it's a special extra pizza day.
Are you and the wife gonna fly down to the South Florida meetup tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm picking Joe up on the way.
Well, I thought maybe you'd just catch a flight and go down there.
Yeah, I need to pick Joe up. I told him I would.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you from right here. This is the remote control.
He's
I'm
having
saying.
he's having buyer's remorse.
All it is basically to take it off. You got to, before you do anything, you got to use the left stick, push it up to calibrate it, and it calibrates every time you fly it. And then you pull the both sticks in to start it and take off. It'll hover and do all this GPS. That's to bring it home, return to home. That's to start it, basically, right? But when he shows you, is when he shows it to you. But you can see how it holds the phone.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, it does extend a little bit. I just don't know.
Well, here's my question to you. Is it the same plug that you would use for your goggles? Can you use your goggles with it?
No. Yeah,
Because
see how he's pulling it? So it
puts-
might work with a 7-inch.
It puts out video and
No, you can't hook DJI goggles up to it. It's not going to work.
No, you're not gonna be able to.
What controller is it for?
That controller right
The
there
V-copter.
is the V-copter.
Okay.
because
But
he's
you
going
see how
through
he's pulling it out?
through buyer's remorse.
So he's pulling it out. I'm wondering if that goes a little bit further and I can get that 7-inch tablet in it. If I can get my 7-inch tablet in it, I'm happy.
The problem is you're not going to really probably know until you actually see one.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
unless somebody does a really good review, like does a real
Yeah.
good review of the actual controller.
You know what I might do? I
Have
might
you-
send Alden a question. Will that hold a 7-inch tablet?
I send him one and then look on Rick's channel because he usually is very detailed with every little. See if he got a V copter.
No, he didn't get. The only person who got it was Flypath.
Why him
Let
of
me
all
ask
people?
him. Because he's right there in California with him.
Yeah.
What's the dimensions
I'm
on
going to meet up with him someday.
the Galaxy? Who, Aldrin?
He's in San Diego.
Yeah. Galaxy. It was an A7 tablet, isn't it? A7?
So is this the prototype you're talking about still, Joe, or the one that Johnny has?
No, it's the new one. They say they're going to ship them in June.
Okay.
Trying to get the dimensions. A7 tablet.
And this is the V-copter with 4 props, right? That Justin was talking about?
No. Don't have 4 props.
No humor. No humor.
Good morning, everybody.
That's right.
We're not listening to
Good
you.
Beautiful day in the
Oh.
neighborhood. I'm going to go do a hyper here in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, so it's got to be 4.91 inches is the width. If it will hold a 5-inch piece, and like I said, if I can put the tablet in it, I can live with it.
So,
With the
Joe,
tablet, I don't want to use my phone.
So what you're saying, Joe, is if it'll fit a tablet, you're happy. Is that what you're saying?
Yes and no. See, I'm still yes and no. Because well, the fact is, this is gonna be the one just to fly to have fun with. You know what I mean?
Kind of like the
Because it's
Neo.
gonna, it's no, the Neo I don't have fun with. You know, there's no fun with the Neo.
Yeah, but
So-
if you put, Joe, if you put the tablet 7 inches, isn't that going to be on the way of your remote,
it's-
like the buttons?
No, it should not be, because it's gonna be raised above it.
Okay.
You know, it'll be the same thing as the phone, the same level as the phone, but it'll just go out further. But it fits in front of it, because that's how Johnny's was. And it's awkward with the phone because you can't see the damn thing. You know, I got a bigger phone than Johnny does, so that might make a difference.
See,
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
somebody printed me these, and you slide them up and down, you put them how you want them, and it top is a hook and the bottom is a hook.
Oh, cool.
Right.
I can't remember who, somebody made them for me, and
Well, they probably have them. They probably have them. You know, so I'm gonna ask Aldrin.
I guarantee they don't have them, but somebody will make a. But you
Make
have
it
all
after.
this stuff to make it. I mean,
I
hey,
could probably make
you
it.
got the
If
printer, you
anything-
can do it yourself.
yeah, if anything, you just wait till you get it and get on the CAD system and design your own mount. Not that, really not gonna be that hard to do.
Yeah, because
Before-
I needed that, you know, when you're doing the bigger tablet on the like the Inspire, this had to go up and it raised it, this hooked under the where it hooks, and then this hooked over top of whatever it was, the tablet.
I remember my Mini SE when they came with the regular remote. My phone with the case were not fit on the thing there. I had to get an extension.
I'm telling you, they missed I just went through their whole website on Indigo. And that is like one specification that they should have put on there and they didn't. It
No,
says nothing about how big of a phone that controller will hold. Then that should have been something that should have been in the specs.
Yes.
That is such like a simple thing, but it's a big question that a lot of people probably would have.
Mhm.
Let me see if anybody.
Is Indigo the manufacturer or are they the distributor?
Did Joe? Why don't you go to their Facebook group that you joined? They said they'd answer questions. Ask
Yeah.
them.
I forget about them.
They said fast answering on questions. Plus, you can go to the Indigo site too, and they have a chat in there as well. I'll put it in the chat here.
That's all right. I got it all.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, East Coast.
I'm trying to see if anybody in there asked that.
Good morning, Brenda.
Well, I've just asked it. On what you call it. I said, big question.
Turn it off for a minute.
Because the thing is if you go to what's his name's channel, he may not even ever see your comment. You know.
Alden's good at that.
Well, like I said, it depends on how much comments somebody gets too. Because
Well,
like you could get 1,000 comments on a video, but sometimes you won't get a notification for every single comment, so you might miss some. Unless he's sitting there scrolling through every damn comment on his video.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's got a special notification for the one and only Captain Joe because he's so big.
Well, when he sees it's me, he knows who I am.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
And I don't have a problem with that. As soon as he
See,
sees
some-
my name, I should get an answer back in about 5 minutes.
Some people were asking on the website about the controller, but they were mainly just asking if it comes with cables.
Hey, Justin, your anchors wants to know if you're in here.
Morning, Laura.
No, I'm not in here.
Okay. No,
So
he's not
about-
here, Laura.
His ball and chain.
Yeah.
Uh,
His ball and chain. That's what she is.
She goes, read my message, read my message.
East
Tell
Coast
them
said,
no.
East Coast said, Justin, play the clip I sent you
Yeah.
this morning.
Justin said, no Fortnite for you today. I tell you what, the game I went to yesterday went down to the freaking last out.
Oh, wow.
And it was hot, 87 degrees. A little wind coming in from the back, all the sun coming in from the front.
I can't really play it, Dusty, because the links from TikTok for some stupid ass reason won't pull up when I click on them. It'll take me to TikTok, it just won't take me to the video.
There goes the KE Barker.
Oh, they're supposed to be reaching a deal today too
Oopsie. Oopsie.
Who's
Good
reaching?
morning, my pops.
with TikTok. Amazon put a bid in, BlackRock put a bid in, and there was 2 other companies that put a bid in. Amazon wants it too. I think Amazon offered 20 billion or something for it.
Oh, wow.
Dang, I sold my BlackRock stock. BlackRock stock.
And
I
they
held
want
on to it.
they want to and 3 of the companies I think that were going in on it together, take Amazon out of it. There was 3 other companies. They don't even want TikTok's algorithm. They think it's crap. They want to put their own algorithm on it,
They just
which
want
I'd
the
have to
space.
agree with them because TikTok's algorithm is absolute junk.
So they just want the space, right?
I don't
I'm
know,
just
Laura.
stupid.
I
You know
don't
that?
care. I don't care what you guys want to play. I'm probably going to jump on some RP sometime this weekend too.
I'm about as stupid as you can get. I got this deal I forgot. It goes in the phone slot and holds the tablet.
Yep,
I was about to say, I
that'll
was about
work.
to tell you that. You know,
You can
Right
put
there.
you can put as big a one as you want on that.
Yeah, because I bought this one for the tablet when I was using the phone.
Yep, when you're using a big
I
tablet.
forgot I had this. That'll go right in there. And then this will hold the tablet up and it keeps everything out the way.
too bad he already canceled the order.
Oh, he did.
I'm thinking about it though.
No, don't do it because then you're going to cancel it and then you're going to be all pissed off at yourself later and then you're going to end up paying full price for it.
Well, I'm pissed off at myself now because I really don't want it. You know, I want it and I don't want it. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
because I go out there to fly and I don't really go out there to fly. It's just I'm having fun, but I also want the content. Now it does do 4K 30. Now I don't know if they'll ever be able to make it 4K 60.
I wouldn't, honestly wouldn't be expecting a bunch of fucking updates on that thing.
Well, this is the deal. They Hover the Pro, that other model I got does 4K 60. And it's supposed to be, I think it's the same camera on it. So it might be able to update it, but they're not, they're still working with the beta, you know?
Yeah, I can play when you get home, Laura. Yeah, but like I said, since they're only making a version of that thing every couple of years, I wouldn't be expecting a bunch of miraculous updates for it.
Yep.
You know, and it's
This
not
thing
as,
opens real wide.
I think when you get it is what you're going to get. And that's where it's going to
Yeah.
stay. I doubt that they're going to do a bunch of updates on it. They might do a few here and there at first, but
Yeah, it cost me $398 total. And I get the full fly mode kit and a case. It's a like a DJI soft case. But at least I get a case I can stick it in. When you bought the original V-Copter, you didn't get anything. And you get the charging hub, you get the all the different USBs, you get the props, the repair kit they call it, and in total 3 batteries. Now the other thing that throws me off, it says built in for 1 battery, but the other batteries are separate, so it must be snap. I think built in is the wrong phrase they need to put. But Captain Ray bought the single $199 one. That's the one I bought, the $199. And then 5 minutes later, they came out with the fly more for $369. I said, because I was paying $2 something. I said, for $150 more, I get 2 batteries and everything else. So I canceled that one and got this one. And then they came out with another one for 400, like 408, that had a 1 year care refresh, like everything with it. I said, I'm not going up anymore. I'll just insure it with I'll insure it with State Farm when it comes in. And if it gives me trouble, I'll run it into a wall. You know, get my money back.
Did they say when they were gonna send it out?
Man.
Sure.
Says June.
And Joe just admitted to insurance fraud on the live stream.
Like-
Good job.
I'm not gonna run it into the wall on purpose.
Did it say June this
I
year?
didn't
or
run. I
next
didn't
year?
run my Avada 2 into the pole on purpose. You never know when a pole will pop up.
Yeah, that like I said, they're really bad mating season. You know, watch out for the
Yeah.
poles.
I was talking to. Let me tell you what happened yesterday. I'm sitting there. This guy, he's about an inch taller than me. Looks like a fire plug. How big he is, you know?
What's up, Randy?
Big guy. Come to find out, he worked with my son over at the fire department when he was there. He knew Justin. So we're talking, and then he got a woman comes up. They all went to school together. They grew up together, and these three together were like the Three Stooges. They were like the Three Stooges the whole freaking game, right? The guy sitting behind me, he Kurt Matthews, his name. He works for the Department of Public Works in Madisonville, Louisiana. And I turned around and said, "Bitch, we got to talk." And he looks at me. I said, "About that pole out on Madisonville by the boat launch." And he said, "What pole?" I said, "The one on the end of the thing." He said, "That white one that we went and picked up?" I said, "Yeah." "Who put that there?" He said, "We have no idea." I said, "Well, I've lost a drone hitting it." You know? But he said they took it down because they don't know who put it there.
It's probably some fisherman or something was using it for something, or
Yeah, maybe to tie the
somebody that
boats.
owned a boat or something.
Yeah, that's what it had to be. He said, "But somebody went and did it." He said, "I thought you were saying something might have got stolen." He said, "But that pole," he said, "I remember that pole." He said, "Because they asked us about it. And we went out and looked and nobody put it in there and somebody drilled holes into the cement to do it." So he
Oh,
said,
no,
so we pulled it up and capped the cement, you know?
Oh,
Was
the
it
only
the
thing that,
cement or the cement?
Cement.
Same thing, cement. It's cement in Louisiana. Okay?
the only
It
thing that
might
got
be-
stolen was Joe's dignity from the pole.
Yeah, right. You got a point. Hey, I had a job offer because of that. I had a guy out of Ukraine want me to come fly drones for him.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Hey,
That's-
Joe, what do you think of that deal?
I think you need to quit looking at shit, Paul.
Mini
You already got
Fleet
trouble with you.
Pro
Have your credit card canceled again.
with the controller, barely used, had it a week, broke my leg, haven't been able to use it.
You had a Mini 3 Pro and you sold it.
Yeah, but not for $150.
You
Oh,
got it for
shit.
free. That was the one that Russell gave you.
I
You didn't
remember.
even pay. You didn't even
Oh.
pay for that. He
Oh
gave it
shit,
to
that's
you.
$150.
$150 with the controller.
Fuck, I
Yeah,
wanted
go
to
ahead.
ship to Canada.
and Cancel your credit card again, Paul. How many times have you had to cancel it this week?
What's up, Daryl?
This
They're gonna
week,
kick you out of the. They're gonna kick you out of the bank. That's what they're
2 or
gonna do.
3 times, yeah.
So I'm saying, you call them again, they're gonna say, "Well, you need to come get your money. Go away."
It's
And Joe-
certified refurbished drone, RC with neck strap, spare.
How can it be
joystick.
certified refurbished if the guy got rid of it because he broke his leg?
Yep,
Something's wrong.
but that's a hell of a buy.
You need to be certified refurbished.
I don't need it, but I just looked at it because it's a hell of a buy.
Yeah, 150 for the leg.
Man, I
You gotta get a picture.
wonder if
They
he
part-
ships that to Canada. Fuck.
Here
I
we
would
go
imagine.
again. Here we go again.
Bro, you don't want to be shipping nothing back and forth to Canada right now, or the U.S.
Well, yeah, but at that price, Ed, you could afford to buy that. That's on
I'm not
Marketplace.
buying that.
Go ahead.
Joe, did you see what Randy said?
No,
The
let's
message?
see, hold on.
Oh, I thought you said stolen from firmware. Daryl, I was like, what the fuck?
Well, we've always, since I grew up from day one, we've called it cement. That's all I can tell you.
Cement.
Cement for me
Cement.
is
It's
cement.
cement in Louisiana.
Cement for me is something else.
It's like
Joe.
aluminum is in what you call it, by that crazy woman over there. And I am ignoring you, crazy woman, because you probably said, "Shut up, Joe."
She does that real good.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
I'm looking back.
Good morning, Daryl.
Here's one for you, Ed. I'm gonna screen
I
share.
say, did you see my message up in the chat? I don't see a message about me. Thank you, Lord.
Now, I've never owned a Mavic 3 Pro Cine, but here's a Mavic 3 Pro Cine
There's no such thing.
with
Yes, there.
with the smart
There's a Mavic.
controller
There's a
and
Mavic.
everything. For
There's a
400
Mavic 3 Cine. I don't know if it's a Pro Cine.
for $435.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, because what you call's got it. Tanya.
Oh, I thought he said a Mini 3 Pro Cine. I was like,
Now,
that's what I thought he
Mavic
said. I was
3
like,
Pro Cine.
Man, by the time I put that into Canadian money, it'd be $600.
there's no way in hell. Not for that price.
Paul, what is that on? Is that on eBay?
That's on
Facebook Market.
Facebook Marketplace.
I thought he
Delete
said a
your
Mini.
account, man. Delete your Facebook account.
No, Randy, I thought he said a Mini 3 Pro Cine is what I thought he said.
That's pretty nice, though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. A pretty good scam there.
Really
You got a
thinking
flip,
about
you
that.
don't even fly.
I'm really thinking about that 3 Pro.
Fucking-
Starting to bug me.
I think it's a what you call it. What
Isn't that
3
how-
Pro?
You know how much you pay for just a controller? Like $400?
$400 for just that controller. Yep.
Yeah, it's nothing but scams, Paul. You're looking at nothing but scams.
Probably.
They must send those directly to you.
Yeah, but if you do it through PayPal, it's guaranteed. If it's a scam, it's a scam. You get your money back.
Yeah, but why you waste your time?
Yeah, but that drone
PayPal's
was
gonna kick you out too.
$4,500 when it came out.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
that's a $1,200 controller.
PayPal is not a guarantee through Facebook because they could send it to you and then PayPal will get a hold of Facebook. Facebook will tell the person that they can request the item back, but they get to choose the shipping and they could charge you twice as much as what you paid for it just to ship it back. And then PayPal's not going to give you your money back. They do it all the time. PayPal's not a guarantee.
She lives down by you,
He's not listening. He's not listening.
Charlotte, North
He's gonna lose that
Carolina.
$150 or $400. He's not listening.
She lives
Is that-
down by you.
Because Facebook used to guarantee like eBay and everything if it was a scam, but they don't guarantee anything on their site anymore. There's no protections.
I don't know.
And-
Call PayPal and ask them.
Pay-
Last time I talked to PayPal, if you buy it through us, we'll guarantee it.
Not on
Not-
Facebook.
If you
Not a,
for it as an item and not sending it for friends and family,
Yeah.
they
If I
might.
if I was to buy something like that, I would get them to send it by post and then I would pay it. I'd pick up at postal.
no, but see what
Make
they
sure.
do is they call Facebook up. PayPal will get a hold of Facebook, and then Facebook will get a hold of the seller, and they'll tell the seller that they can choose the shipping because there is no shipping caps on Facebook. And the way these scammers will do it is they'll charge you twice as much to ship it back to them. So what are you going to spend $800 shipping it back to them to get a $400 refund? It doesn't make sense. And that's how they get around PayPal because PayPal won't do it unless you ship the item back and it's confirmed through Facebook. But Facebook allows the shipper to pick whatever amount of shipping they want. That's how they get around PayPal. So I said, you got to be, if you're going to pick up, if you're going to buy something off Facebook Marketplace, you do pick up only local and you go and look at the item physically in hand before you purchase it.
Did you get that, Paul?
That's been a Facebook issue
He
for the
didn't- he
last
didn't hear
3-4
none.
years.
You heard none of it. You know, all the stress I get coming on this thing, I should be married. I could be married and have less stress, you know? Less stress.
You've done that a couple of times before, Joe.
And it was less stress than sitting here dealing with you with the scam.
Because this is what they'll do too. Like a lot of Chinese scammers will do this. They'll tell you, oh, you could get this item for $50. They'll ship you the wrong item that's worth like 30 cents. And then you'll get it. And then the Facebook will get a hold of the shipper and say, well, you sent them the wrong thing. And they'll say, okay, we want $80 to have to ship it back to China for you originally just spent 40 on it or 50. And they'll double up the amount that you have to spend to ship it back. And until it's confirmed through Facebook you shipped it, PayPal and them won't give you your money back until that confirmation's through. But you'll end up spending twice as much shipping it back to get your $40 back. Doesn't make any sense. So you'll still be out $40 regardless. So a lot of people don't fight it because there's nothing they can do. This is why eBay's put caps on the shipping costs, because people used to do that all the time. They'd be like, oh, you know, they'd have like a $50 item and they would put it on eBay for $2 and charge, you know, $60 for shipping. But they'd get you enticed by putting it on there for $2. But like I said, Facebook Marketplace about 4 years ago, they stopped with the guarantees on covering scam products. They don't do that anymore. That's why if I buy something on Facebook Marketplace, if it's local, I'll go look at it. If it's out of state or something, I don't even bother looking at it.
Bunch of scammers.
Facebook lets a lot of scam shit go on their site. Like like half the commercials or the ads on Facebook are outright scams. And if you have any halfway common sense, you can tell that.
That nice or what?
That is
What?
nice. Oh, that's yours.
That's mine. Yep, I'm trying to sell it.
Is that a scam too, Paul?
No, it's only, and I'm selling it for $200, and everybody else selling them for $700 or $800.
Because
But
they're trying to.
I'm just so old, I can't wrestle it around, and so it just sits out in the garage.
Why you got $200 on it?
Hoping somebody will buy the son of a bitch.
How much is it worth?
Probably 5, 6.
It was
5,
five.
6, 700.
I
You
think he
put
said it was.
5 or 6, 700 on it, Paul.
I think
Why
he
give
said
it away?
Because there's
think-
hundreds of them on the site.
I'd still put 500. Maybe somebody give you 300.
I put 200 or best offer.
Oh,
Paul,
wow.
you're giving it away.
Do you
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, Paul, that if you put it on for $200, people will think, oh, it's just a scam and not bother getting in touch with you.
Yeah, if
Put
you
it
paid
for-
1,000 for
Put
it,
it
put
for what it's
700
worth.
and tell just like best offer. Somebody say, I'll give you 5. Say okay.
there was two different
That's
sizes.
how you do it. Got to
There was-
negotiate like Trump.
There's two different sizes of that snowblower. One of them was like 700, I think, and the other one was 500. I think Paul's was the $500 one new. I think, if I remember correctly.
Well, I'll give you 100. Can you ship it through FedEx?
The thing of it is it's got gas in it, and I haven't run it in a while. I started it up with spraying some stuff into the spark plug.
Okay, I'll give it a tune-up when it gets here. But you pay the shipping, though.
Yeah. You might do it. Stop.
I'll take it to the Blue Water Bridge. You'll have to pick it up over there.
Yeah, because by the time you pay tariffs and you pay import fees and everything, that thing's going to cost you 1,000 Canadian.
Dude, I'll give you 150 for it,
Well, look,
and then I'll sell it from your garage for 500.
Frank said he'll give you 150 and he'll come and pick it up.
All right, come get it.
He said right now, look.
See, because the tariffs used to not cover if I was selling you something as a single buyer and you weren't a corporation buying hundreds of one item, the tariff didn't apply, but that loophole is now closed. So if Joe wants to buy a drone from DJI directly, he has to pay those tariff fees now. Where before he didn't have to, but if Best Buy wanted to buy 500 from DJI, they had to pay the tariffs, and Joe didn't.
Frank,
'Cause it
come
was
get it.
direct to the
Come get it.
customer.
Come get it. Please come get it.
Frank, I'll sell it to you for 151.
Honestly, Jody, if you're serious, I'd go get it.
Yeah, because he's got family down here, I think. He used to come to town every once in a while.
He's only like what he said, 3 hours from you or something like that.
Well, yeah, he lives 3 hours away, but he's got family that lives in Port Huron.
Well, and the problem is too is the reason why a lot of them aren't moving right now on Facebook. One, some people are asking way too close to new prices, and two, you guys are out of season. If you were at the beginning of the season trying to sell it, it probably would have sold within a day or two.
Well, here's the problem. I thought about selling it last fall, but the weather changed so fast, and I was having a hard time wrestling it. It's heavy. Wrestling it around and
Because like the guy I watched that's up in Chicago who owns the pawn shop, what the hell's his name? I can't think of his
Is
channel
it in
name.
your way?
Craigslist Hunter.
If
He
it's
has
not in
that-
your way, Paul, wait 6 months and sell it, and you get 500 for it. Or
He has
400.
that same
400 for
problem.
it.
If it's
Well,
out
yeah,
of
but here's
season,
the
he won't
thing
even
is,
buy them.
everybody's going to want me to start it up, and I can't bend over and do that shit anymore.
They can start it up if they want to come look at it. They know how to use it, and then let them
I mean,
start it up.
it's got very few hours on it because I bought it, and I used to do my sidewalk here, and then I used to make a path to go to school out there, and that was it.
Yeah, if they show up, just tell them you can't start it because just your physical disability, you're not able to do it, and I'm sure they'll start it right up. They're
So where's
interested in
Boone?
getting it.
What's Boone doing?
Bone's outside being misbehaving.
Oh, he's outside enjoying it. He ain't misbehaving.
He's tracking everything that they can track. You know, he
That's
gets
good.
right
That's
down.
what he's supposed to do.
He gets right down in that.
That's what he's supposed to do.
Well, you may say he's supposed to do it, but it's a pain in the ass to me.
Shit, Jody, for
Well-
$150, it might be worth just the motor that's in it to use it for something else.
Yeah.
That's a good price. Oh,
Yep. Come get it,
He-
Jody. Come get it. Take it out of
You
my
could-
hands.
You could take the motor off of it and use it for something else.
It works fine.
Well,
I
he
did-
says he doesn't get much snow down there, so he probably wouldn't have much use for it. But for $150, the motor might be worth that much.
if I didn't live 12 hours away, I would be there on the other side of the bridge. Paul, send it to me.
Fucking start it up and let it run across
Yeah.
the bridge.
On his own. Put a Canadian $5 bill in there for the toll.
For the toll, yep.
Oh shit.
Say, I'm going across the bridge to Ed. He's on the other side waiting. Is that Lance coming in?
No,
Oh, he's
it's
in.
Jason.
Jason.
Lance is still in.
Jason.
Man, it was really windy in Florida, eh?
Can you
I was
guys
watching
hear
a
me?
video there where they were flying. Holy smokes.
Can you guys hear me?
Not in
Yeah.
my area.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I was on mute or not.
It's pretty still in my area, at least. Last couple days.
Jason, attention on deck.
Gentlemen, carry on.
Jason.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Good. Hey, Frank,
Captain,
if you're interested
Justin.
in that snow blower,
So,
Jason.
just come and get it and pay me whatever you want when you.
did you get?
Oh, you're selling a snowblower. Okay.
I got a great
Nice.
big huge snow blower.
So did you get your anchor thing from work?
I think it arrives today. The delivery date said between April 4 and April 8.
Boone,
Oh,
Boone
okay,
must have
so it
heard
didn't-
you calling him.
Didn't
Yeah.
give you an exact date.
Boone just came in.
Yeah.
So Jason, how's everything else going down there on the East Coast?
That's great.
Virginia
It's
Beach,
supposed to get up to 86 degrees here.
Did you fix?
Although,
Boone heard you call him there.
Video created
Hey,
successfully.
Boone?
Did you fix that
Say again?
dyslexic cable?
No, not yet. I got home yesterday
Hey, my bone.
and I was
Hey, my
exhausted from the day
You're cold. You're
yesterday
cold.
after last night. But that's funny. I was like, why is
Yeah,
this not working? It's like, all right, well, that's why. You know, I terminated it backwards, or it was made that way. You know, or with the clip towards you. I usually when I terminate, I clip it so that it's down, but it makes a difference. It is a dyslexic cable for sure. Currently, not even a crossover.
Well,
Yeah, it's cloudy out here today, fellas.
Come here, Boone.
so
What
you
kind of
were
dog do you have,
just,
Paul?
Come here, Boone.
say, Justin?
I think he's a beagle.
Yep.
All right.
Cross.
He's a
Right
beagle
on.
cross because he's got long legs. Come here, Boone.
All right.
Boone. Come here.
So what, you were just trying to get internet hooked up to your phone was your main thing you were trying
Yeah,
to
I
do?
just
with
wanted
it?
to try and see if I could get internet via Ethernet on the phone itself for a better signal.
Yeah, because you
know?
got the same phone I have, and it says it caps out, so it can do up to 1,000 up and down with it, but it can't go higher than that.
Okay, I did not. That's a. Didn't even think about that, but
But
right on.
that's what you're running anyway, so it should be able to run on your phone fine.
Yeah,
So.
no, exactly. I got a gig. So,
Laura,
but you got 2.5 gig coming up in your area. You said yesterday.
They're offering 2.5 and 5 gig speed now.
God,
Damn,
Laura's
you gonna
being
get it?
vicious.
Oh hell no! You know how expensive the 5 gig is.
Laura's after
No.
him, right?
No, Laura's being vicious about David. David's been in this morning for electrocution treatment for something, and he's put on that was not pleasant. Feels sick, and Laura's put on it was pleasant for her.
Oh my god!
Wow.
They let Laura push the buttons. Yeah, the 5. I don't even. I'm gonna assume because I haven't really looked into the 5 gig speeds, but I'm gonna assume those are because the average 1 gig around here is about $80 to $100 a month, depending on which company you go with.
Right.
So I'm gonna assume the 5's probably gonna be like 200 or 300. 2.5 is probably gonna be around 150, 180, somewhere in there. I don't really need that though. I mean, 1 gig speeds is plenty fast. I mean, there's really nothing you can do where you're gonna get capped out with those speeds. I mean,
Right. Agree.
I mean, the only thing you're really going to get a real big difference on, I would say, is just mainly your download. Obviously, you know, you could download fucking 100 gigs with 5 gig speeds pretty quick. But I just don't see the point in spending that much money because I can download right now with the speeds I have. I can download a 100 gig game in 15 minutes. That's plenty fast enough.
Right. From a live streaming perspective, would you be able to stream then at the high quality 4K? You think? If you
I'm
wanted to.
sure. Yeah, that would definitely help. But I don't think that would be an issue on 1 gig speeds, to be honest. I mean, it really depends too on how much shit you're running in your house too. You know, a lot of people don't realize how much stuff they actually have connected to their internet.
Oh
But
yeah. I mean, for crying out loud, my refrigerator and stove and microwave are connected to the freaking internet now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I'm like, why
people,
did I buy this?
and some people have security systems where they'll have 4 or 5 cameras, a doorbell. You know, they might have some kind of security box or security hub in their house that's running everything. All that
Wait a
shit's
minute.
connected.
No, exactly. You know, everything's connected.
When you
You know,
start really thinking about it,
your
you're like,
TV,
holy
your
crap.
Apple TV, your phones, your iPads.
Come on, Bell.
Because it's not like you just have one phone. Everyone's got several. If not a minimum, probably of at least 3 devices that are connected to it, especially with the streaming of TV. I think. But yeah, on average, right?
Yeah, you don't realize it till you really start adding all that up.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. I am considering getting a mesh Wi-Fi system just so I could get better internet in the garage. Because that's where my main hiccup is. Like whenever I stream in there, it's just chip chop. Because I've got to go through one steel door, another wall, and then I'm in the garage.
I mean, if you're planning on doing videos in there, and it just doesn't hurt to have that anyway. You know, if you're out there on a call or something or whatever, you're doing something on your phone.
Yep. No, exactly. And I do, you know, I mean, I want to do videos in there. I want to live stream from the garage as well, but it's crap.
But
It's
one
not,
thing we're
it's
going to
not
have to talk about, Jason, is the clutter in your room.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Dude, your
we can
room
talk about it all
is-
day long.
Dude, his room is closing in on him more and more every day.
Oh, here's the thing. I will get more space when I clean it up and organize and just move shit out of the way. The problem is that when I do that, it's like now I have space to put more stuff down.
More stuff.
It's a never-ending cycle. It's that self-eating lollipop, right?
I've noticed that though, is over the last 6 months, man, it's like all the stuff is getting closer and closer to his chair.
Oh, dude, that's what you can see. What actually is I have to pivot the chair and then step up and over stuff.
Oh wow.
But that's okay, you know. I'm like the project that I did yesterday morning. I haven't put the tools away yet. You know, I pushed it off to the side and played Fortnite last night because that was my priority. I wanted to play Fortnite. I came home. I hung out with my wife, you know, and then we ate some dinner and then watched some how I what was that TV show? How I Met Your Mother
Uh-huh.
on Netflix, and then I woke up. I go, I'm gonna go play Fortnite. And she's like, all right. So she said she just sat there and it like normal, and then I played Fortnite. Just pushed it off to the side. Well, because I gotta fix that dyslexic cable. That's why.
Is it the cable that's dyslexic or is it the pilot?
It's operator error first and foremost. We'll put it out there because one end was in the wall, and the other end had a broken tab. You know, the tab that secures it to the wall, right?
Yeah.
Or your computer, the little tab. Well, that was broken off. So I was like, oh, I'll just cut it off and put it back in. And I was like, oh, and you could terminate it in either T568A, which is a wiring configuration, or T568B. Well, I looked at the plug. It said B, but what I should have done was see what the orientation was with respect to where it starts, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, if the plug is here on this side, well, the plug was on this side, and so I made it when you actually made it 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, if you will, in that order. So I flipped it. So that's why it's dyslexic and why that cable didn't work. So it's an easy fix. I could re-terminate the other side. So,
Hey guys.
but I figured out why. You know, I figured out why it didn't work. So, which to me is it's a win. Even though I messed it up, it's a win. Lesson learned, right?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Jason, tonight when you get home, I want you fixing that cable. No more excuses.
Yeah, don't put that one off, right?
Yeah.
No,
Right,
I agree.
He should have
you know?
taken it to work and done it in his lunch hour.
No, I agree. Between that, I've got a couple flight suits to fix as well. You know, I need to pick stuff up off the floor, right, Justin?
Now, are you still an
I
instructor?
got to cut the grass.
And refill.
Yeah, he's the boss there.
Oh, he's in charge of it. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you ask it?
Are you the jump instructor or what?
Oh, yes. I still am. I had 6 hours of coaching.
Like jump
On-
off planes?
Jumping out of
I
planes.
don't. No, I don't do that anymore. I used to be
No, with
a
the people
USDA
that
coach.
the people
but
you're
in the indoor skydiving, which has nothing to do with jumping out of an airplane, other
but
than
don't
yes,
they
I still am. Is the answer to your question?
don't they also do that type of thing too? The same people that do the indoor do the outdoor?
Not necessarily.
Oh, I thought it kind of was all in one.
No, I mean we are just a wind tunnel. We don't have an airplane.
Video created successfully.
Cool.
The airplane is, at the airport where people will go to and jump out of the airplane there. But this is just an indoor skydiving vertical wind tunnel that I run. I'm a flight instructor there also, and I teach people how to fly. Some people that we teach, they just want to do it. They have no desire to jump out of an airplane. All right.
Right.
Well,
Although skydivers will rent the wind tunnel out to get better at jumping out of airplanes as well, because there's two parts to a skydive.
Yeah.
There's the free fall part, which we simulate. You know how Fortnite's a running simulator?
Yep.
Well, iFly vertical wind tunnel indoor skydiving is a skydiving simulator as well, because
That's-
gravity at 15,000 feet is the same as it is at sea level.
Okay.
On
So in essence, there's two more parts to it: the landing and the recovery that you don't simulate.
Well,
Oh,
the
they do
parachute
the
part, we do not
landing.
simulate the parachute part. Correct.
Yeah, they do the landing. They have to hit the floor at some point.
Yeah. Although I'll submit that the landing inside of a wind tunnel is much different than landing a parachute.
Yeah.
Indeed. No, but it's pretty awesome. I mean, I live streamed it. I pretty much live stream every Thursday when I coach the kids. And it's pretty awesome to see how they've progressed from day one of this group to, well, yesterday's, flight session. Because I've had some kids before, in previous groups where they don't even want to get in the wind. I had 3 that did not want to, they look down and they get scared. It's like, all right, look, I'm bouncing on the net. And by the end of 12 weeks, they're asking, can I fly again? Can I fly again? And it's pretty awesome.
Well, the question I have you had any people, like I've seen videos of people jumping off of cliffs and doing that and then landing in the water,
Right.
Talking
Have
about
I had-
base jumping.
Yeah.
What about it?
Well, they get their arms out and everything, and they're going down and going down and going down, and if you're not 100% ready, you have to either hit the chute and then land, or you have to go into like a water or whatever.
Mm,
What's your question?
Well, have you had any of those people come out and try what you do?
You know what? I'm sure we have. I mean, it's an activity. You know what I mean? It's like mini golf, so to speak, or a ride. You know what I mean?
base
So yeah,
jumping is
I'm
dangerous.
sure that they do. It's not like, hey, I'm a base jumper. I'm flying. Maybe we find out. I'm sure
Yeah.
that we've had many. In fact, some of my instructors have done base jumping. I've done one base jump before.
Oh, you did?
I've got I've got over 1,000 skydives.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
wow.
Yeah, base jumping's dangerous.
That's
Yeah.
one thing. That's one thing I want to do before I die is jump off a plane.
Does your life insurance people know that you're a base jumper?
Well, doing it once would not be considered being a base jumper. Doing it more often, right? It's like checking a block. Like from an insurance perspective, life insurance perspective, if you've done it once or you go and do it, right? They're not going to increase your premium. But if you're a regular base jumper, that's when your premium increases, because the risk of dying exists on a more regular basis.
Yeah.
Same thing with scuba diving. Oh, or you just tried it when you went on your honeymoon that one time? You're not really a scuba diver, if you don't have your own gear and and go and do it on a regular basis. You're not really a scuba diver.
Well, the old joke I always heard, Jason, is it's not so much the jumping out of the plane, it's the landing.
The sudden stop, exactly.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
any skydive you can walk away from, we would say is a good skydive.
Yeah, because have you heard about people that have had their parachute fail and just went flat?
Oh yeah. And die? Yeah. I have several friends that have died.
Wow. Ed,
It's
don't do it.
Here's the thing, you're jumping out of an airplane and you're effectively dead unless you open your parachute. And then you can have a malfunction with your parachute as well, where
I like the way you said that.
yeah, I mean you can have a malfunction with your parachute as well, where if your parachute doesn't open, you now have to go through emergency procedures in order to ensure that you don't die, like shaking it out, or cutting it away and pulling your reserve. So
And the problem there is trying to keep people from panicking in that type of situation.
Well,
yes,
yeah, because you got
exactly.
limited time and limited space before you come down, right?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, so beginner jumpers, if you will, they teach us when I was first learning, you need to open your parachute or start the wave off sequence at 6,000 feet. No more turns, 5,500 feet. That's when you start your wave off procedures. And then you're opening your parachute. Now, if you have a malfunction at that height, you now have a few more seconds that compared to a person that's opening up their parachute at 2,000 feet, for example. That person has a lot less room to take emergency procedures and save their life, because you jump out of an airplane with two parachutes, one main and one reserve. And so typically the main parachute is what you pack or somebody else packs for you that you may have paid to do, and the reserve parachute is packed by a licensed, or should be packed by a licensed rigger, an FAA licensed rigger, and that stamps it, if you will. So it's like that's guaranteed to save your life.
What's the minimum height that you can pull a chute before it's just not effective?
Great. You know what? It depends on the parachute. And for example, what is I don't know what the lowest base jump is, for example, but that would be the lowest that someone would go. Like basically throw that thing out and hopefully it inflates by the time to slow your descent.
Yeah, because it's got to take a few seconds for it to inflate and.
Right.
Paul, that's why you carry a
I'm not sure
plastic
that question there, Justin. That'd be a good one to Google. What is the lowest base jump?
What's that, Ed?
That's why you keep a plastic bag on your pocket in case the parachutes don't work. You just open the bag.
You know what? Correction. I did not do a base jump. That's
should always carry an umbrella.
I have not done a base jump. I've done. Yeah, I would. No, that's not a base jump. Because base stands for bridge, antenna. What's S? Structure?
Super.
E. What is E?
Idiot. Oh, that's I.
Yes, idiot. Exactly, idiot.
So
it's Aloha Friday today, fellas. You wearing your Hawaiian shirts?
So, Mr. Jason, so you have done one with those those suits that they
Nope,
jump
I've
up
not
the
done
cliffs?
I've not done a wingsuit jump.
Man, those things are crazy.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I was going down that route of becoming a professional skydiver, but then I just decided to not and stop. My priorities in life changed. It's dangerous, I wanted to spend more time hanging out with my son on the weekends as opposed to going to the drop zone and getting 2 or 3 or 4 jumps in, And it got really expensive also per lift. I mean, it's $35 per lift ticket now. And if you don't have your own gear, it's like $25 per jump also. When I first started jumping, it was $15 per lift, and you could rent the gear for $25 for the whole day.
Well, not to mention, the more times you jump, the more you're doing it, the more chances you have of something going wrong too. So
yeah,
that too. I mean, exactly.
So I get what your reasoning behind it was, because you were thinking more of, I don't want to die in a stupid jump and then not be
Oh,
with
yeah.
their family.
I mean,
Hey,
I've had
Jason,
my
at the end of
my
the
fair
day,
share of
that's
hard
not as
landings also,
important.
you know.
Right.
So
Hey, Jason, what does your place cost to use? Do you charge by the hour, by the lift? What do you do?
The tunnel.
good question. So if it's a first time flyer, like a tourist that's just coming off the beach to come and fly, it's $75 for 2 1-minute flights. And then
Two
for a
1-minute
skydiver that wants to become a member and fly here on a regular basis, it's like $700 per hour. And then if they want instruction, like, hey, Jason, can you coach me? Then I'll charge them $200 per hour for, for private lessons.
Fuck,
Jason,
So
that's a lot of money.
so when you say $200 an hour, you're not
Yes.
helping them for 1 hour. If it's a half an hour, you're charging them $100 or
Right,
do you
exactly.
get the hour? Okay, or
Yeah.
$50.
And that's
for
wind tunnel time. That's wind tunnel time. Like, there's of course a discussion prior to and a discussion afterwards, And so if they're
Yeah,
only
yeah.
getting 15 minutes of coaching, then I'll charge them what is that? $50?
Yeah.
Shit.
you know,
Now I know why
yeah.
Jason's credit limit's so high.
And that's so wind tunnel time is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes, there's wind tunnel time, and then there's also on top of that, there's
Instructions.
private coaching time as
Yeah.
well. And I'm on the low end of the coaching spectrum also. Like some guys will charge upwards of $375 per hour, $400 an hour, based on what they're teaching them, number one, and the skill level of that instructor also.
Now,
Mr. Jason,
Jason, it's buildings, antennas, spans, which is your bridges, and
Spans. Okay.
earth, which is your cliffs.
Earth. Okay. Yeah.
Mr. Jason, can I buy half of the franchise and open one here in Canada?
Yes, you can. They've got several out there actually already.
Oh, nice.
I still think it's idiot.
Hey, no.
Lance, I agree with you 100%. One must be.
Do you give student
know,
discounts?
it's-
Because it'll be cheaper for me to go enroll in college. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how about a senior citizen?
If you use my last name as the discount code at iFly Virginia Beach specifically, it'll give you a discount, number one. And if you come and fly with me, then I'll float you some of my personal flight time that I have as well.
Is it
Mr.
cost-
Virginia Beach?
Yep, in Virginia Beach.
Yep. Do you live Virginia Beach proper, or do you live outside the city?
No, I live in Virginia Beach proper.
Okay.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean I'm all right on the beach either. I'm 9 miles from the beach. Like I'm inland.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It's too expensive to live on the north end.
And how far are you from DC?
Like 4 hours, 5 hours, depending on
geez,
traffic.
you're a ways away.
Oh yeah, we're the most southern part of Virginia Beach. Like
Okay.
I've ridden I did a race out here back in like 2005, I think it was, where we rode mountain bikes on the beach and crossed the North Carolina border, Virginia border.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not that. I mean, it's not that far, is my point.
Jason does things that he lives on the edge,
What's the cost of running that wind?
like riding mountain bikes on the beach for miles.
Yeah, right.
What's
Yeah,
the,
it was an adventure race where it was canoeing, kayaking, mountain biking, running, trail running. But you have to go find an adventure race. You get points, and you go from one point to another point to another point. So you have to navigate as well. But yeah, it's Justin. Well, I'll say that my electrical bill here is $15,000 per month.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, I have 4 350 horsepower fans, and they're all electric. I mean,
Good God, that's a lot.
and those are all controlled by variable frequency drives, and one of those cost me 12 grand, which I had to replace last month. And then they wanted another 10 grand to have it installed, and I was like, I could rig something up to have it lifted and then brought in, which is what that video was. that I made. I went live lifting that 325-pound thing up the ladder.
Now I don't want the
But-
franchise no more.
Well, why
Well-
not? If you're making some money, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a cash-
Jason, what would you say if somebody like Ed wanted to start up a franchise? What kind of money would he have to do that?
Big wallet,
Big
big
old-
wallet.
big old bag of money. Just go to Sky Venture. I mean, look at what the investment is. I mean, it's pretty public, I think, out
It's
there.
millions, right?
I mean, it's like $2 or $4 million. Our project was 15 million total at the end of the day, but ours is very unique compared to some of the other box tunnels. And I say box because there's one for the most part in every city out there, right? Major city. And if not, then there's plans, at least corporate has plans to build one there. And those are typically corporate owned. We're actually thinking about building one down there in Panama City. But that hasn't come to fruition yet. It's a project that's been talked about, finding the property and just finding another money guy to back it. But
Honestly, y'all might want to look into the county I live in. It's it's the fastest growing in the country.
oh yeah, which one is that?
Polk County in Florida.
Polk County.
It's the fastest growing county
Polk
in
County,
the U.S.
Florida.
Is there a military base nearby?
I'm not entirely sure what the closest one is to me,
It's not
but
close.
it like the growth here is fucking insane. Like just the amount of growth here.
Oh yeah. No, I mean they put one over there in Frisco, which is iFly Dallas, back in like 2000, and I think they opened in 2000 and we'll say 2012. That was the very first tunnel that my son flew in, and maybe it was 2013 that they opened. I mean, their design is the same design as our design. 14-foot wind tunnel, 4 fans. The basement goes underground, if you will. Now they're building them so that you don't have to go so deep underground, which would have been a nice design for this area, because what happens when you dig a hole next to the beach? Fills in with water, right?
Yeah.
So we, part of that was part of our construction delays. They took into account the massive amount of water infiltration into that hole that they dug, but they didn't take into account the water flow, how fast it would flow. So 24/7, they had pumps pumping water out while they dug. 24/7, because it would just continue to fill with water, and then they had to pour the concrete into that hole. Special concrete that had waterproofing. They also had to set it up with like a pool liner and paint it as well. So like 3 types of waterproofing on the concrete that's in this hole. That we have, thank God, knock on wood, we don't have any infiltration of water down in the basement, down in the plenum.
The other problem
So it's pretty cool.
The other problem you've got when you do that is flotation, because that concrete is effectively a sealed boat.
Yep, sure is.
And if the water gets enough, that concrete will lift.
Oh, yep. No, you're absolutely right.
Oh, no, that's my job.
Yep. And so, I mean, with the enough weight that's on top of it, we don't have any issues with that, at least not yet.
Yeah.
Well, they probably used a lot of rebar in the concrete, right?
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't
Oh, yeah,
make
exactly.
that doesn't make any difference. All that does is make it so that the concrete doesn't collapse. Doesn't stop it from floating.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
but
no. What I'm saying though is, you see all kinds of concrete out in the weather, and it cracks and all this kind of stuff, And
Yeah,
if
but
if it's properly rebarred, it keeps it more steady and level.
But you guys must have drilled pilots on first, right, Jason?
I don't know.
They only need piles if they have got running sand, which will erode from underneath it, so it drops. You would then need
Yeah,
to
no,
set
I mean,
piles
the
down
plenum
to
is
solid
underground. Like, we're 55 feet below grade,
Mhm.
which is a huge engineering feat. And so the engineers that figured it out, they figured it out. It's the the real estate development company was the breeding company. And so they've got buildings, they build luxury apartment buildings here in all over Virginia Beach and the Eastern Seaboard.
Hmm.
Yeah. But they did a really good job, you know, with it. Big
I
picture
got-
construction wise.
I gotta jump off. I'll catch y'all later.
So
Okay, hey,
right on,
Hey,
Justin.
Justin.
I'll see you later, brother.
yeah,
You gonna play some
Later.
Fortnite later?
get over there and take
Later
care of
tonight.
Laura.
Now
Nice.
I'm going to take
Go
a
back
nap
to
before
work.
I gotta go back.
You're gonna go take a bath, but I thought you're gonna had to go play with Laura.
No, I don't play Fortnite during the week.
Okay,
I'll catch y'all later.
all right.
All right, see you, Justin.
Right.
I'm gonna get going as well. Have a great day, everybody.
Hey,
Hey, you
Jason,
too, man. Take it
good
easy.
talking to
See
you.
you, Justin.
Joe, you want to go skydiving tomorrow?
No,
When you were in the military, did you ever have to parachute or jump out of a plane or?
nope. Nope, never had to.
No way, Jose, right?
What about you, Mark? You want to go?
Me? No, no. No, that time has passed for me.
Goes out forever.
Oh, Mr. Lance looks like he wants to go do it.
I can't even get life insurance.
Lance wants to go skydiving. I don't think his wife would let him do that.
You know, I don't know that I that's not on my actual bucket list. I don't know that I would ever do that. How about you, Paul?
No way. I'm not built svelte enough to be anything like that. That's
You
like
know-
the guys that go out there and they do the trapeze thing and fly in the air and grab the trapeze. No,
Yeah. Now I climbed Mount Rainier. That was on my bucket list, and that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I was 38 when I did it, so just before I turned 40. But that was but I trained my ass off to do that.
Man, I climb a ladder at 6 feet. I get scared when I get to the top. Imagine on a plane.
well, the neighbors yell at me if I try to climb ladders around here because of my age.
I
Oh,
hate
yeah,
climbing
shoot.
ladders. I don't mind climbing up scaffolding, but I don't like climbing ladders.
I'm not a big ladder fan. That's not something I would want to do every day. I wouldn't want to be a painter.
I used to do stucco before I did concrete, and that was my job, was to carry pails of cement for them to put stucco to put on the houses. And every time I climbed that ladder, man, oh, I'd be so scared.
At the rock pile.
Yeah, I used to, when I had the house, I used to put the Christmas tree lights. Oh, I put them up one time. That was the first time I put them up, and I put them on clips. I was going to take them off. And then the second year, or when I put them up, I put them on a board on the clip that I could bring up on the fascia, and they could stay there. And they were sealed like in.
Oh,
And the first year I was up there putting them up, when I left the house, we had over 10,000 lights on the house. But when I was up there the first time, we had one area that had a good slant in it, and I walked on and slipped on that slant and rolled my ass
Ouch.
right off the roof.
ouch.
Funny part about it is I was coming off the roof. It was only one story, so it wasn't that bad, right? When I hit the end, I was my feet were there, so I was able to kick off on it. So when I hit almost feet first.
Wow.
So I learned how to walk on that roof real quick after that.
Wow.
But my kids used to climb up the ladder in the back. This is when they were like 6 and 8. Yeah, 6 and 8. Climb up there and come running on the other side, jump off the roof.
Oh, when I was younger, I used to do that kind of stuff too, but now I look back and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, they used to do all that crazy crap.
I used to ride my bike, 1 foot on top of the handlebars and one on top of the seat, and just stand up and do like surfing. Now I
Yeah,
try to
I
do
know what
that
you
on
mean. I used to
myself.
do all that when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I did some crazy shit. And
You were younger, huh?
oh yeah, when I was a kid, when my oldest son, they had a ditch that was about 4 foot deep, about 8 foot wide, about 6 foot wide, and he tried to jump it one day with a bike. Now the fool didn't realize in physics you're gonna go down first, and the first time he did it, he went to jump it and it didn't jump, and he was able to come out of it. So he went in the ditch and came out of it. So a couple of days later, he said, I'm gonna do this." So he went as fast as he could to jump it, and when he tried to pick up the bike to do it, he lost control of it and wound up face planting in the ditch, right? And they called me and they said, yeah, he busted his lip and everything. It was bleeding pretty bad. I said, well, if he needs to go to the hospital, they said, well, it don't look like he needs stitches. They were looking at his lip, right?
Mhm.
So I said, well, all you can do is put ice on it right now. Make sure it's clean. Get all the dirt out of your mouth. Clean it up real good. Rinse it out with peroxide or something. Yeah, I said, it's going to taste nasty, but you'll clean it out. I said, then spit it out. Put a little water in there. Ask to put ice on it and let me know later. I'll come see. And he calls me up about 4 hours later. He says, the thing still hurts. He's talking like, the thing still hurts. He said, and it's still bleeding a little. I said, well, if it's still bleeding a little, I'm coming to see. And they left him at home with his grandmother, and they went to a fair, Catholic church fair. They leave him home, right? I go there, and he walks out, and he's swollen, and his whole chin is swollen, right?
Hmm.
And I looked at him. I said, you might have broke your jaw like that. And he just looks at me, and I said, pull your lip down. He goes, I said, go inside, get some clothes on. We're going to the hospital. I said, I'll tell you what's the matter when you come back. He came back in, we get in the hospital. You can see he had split the gum open. You can see all the roots of the teeth, everything.
Oh, from when he fell.
Yeah, he completely busted his gum open. They
Wow.
had to give him, I think, the doctor said, I don't even know if this is going to work. He said, you might have to go to a plastic surgeon. That's what they told him. But he was able, because the gums are so soft. So he's trying to stitch it and he couldn't pull it too hard. He was just keeping it together, right?
Mhm.
And he told Nick, he said, this was on a Saturday. He told Nick, he said, now you're not going to be able to chew on anything for at least 5 days. So everything you're going to do is be drinking, and you can't drink it out of a straw because you'll mess up the stitches. So you have to drink it slow. He said, if you have soup or something, it can't be hot because it could melt the stitches. They went through all of this with him, right? Doctor first off said, can I take a picture of it? I want to show people. I said, yeah, go ahead. I said, take a picture of him, show him how stupid he is. You know? So I told my ex, I said, by the way, he can't go to school now for this week. You have to get his homework, and he's coming by me because I'm not going to let him out of my sight for the week. Because I was home. I had nothing to do. So I kept him home. And for the whole Monday through Friday, it was feeling better. I could see a little bit of, making him ice it and everything. I was being EMS with him. And I wouldn't let him talk too much. He had to write everything down for the first 3 days. I said, you're not talking for 3 days. I don't want anything split open because then you got a bigger problem. So he had stuff he had to rinse it out with and everything. So Friday, I made him scrambled eggs. And he told me it was the best thing he ever ate in his life because he hadn't eaten in a week, right? And it was just soft scrambled eggs. And he goes home Friday night. They call me up. He's bouncing a basketball, hits him in his jaw.
Oh, shit.
I said, did it split open again? He said, no, but it hurt. I said, well, quit bouncing the basketball. But it was like, it stitched up and the lip, he actually stitched the lip to the gum in that area. And he said, everything will eventually within a year, they said everything will reform, and it did.
Wow.
But he's lucky he didn't break his neck. And Justin was with him. Justin, all he could do was laugh. He said he was laughing so he was crying. He face planted, I said, your brother could have been laying there dead. He said, I've still been laughing.
So Joe, what's up with Justin? Anything new over there on that end?
He did his physical fitness test yesterday. And he had the best time that they ever had on that course, and that's the course he ran at the police academy.
Okay.
But they won't tell him his time. He said he beat his police academy by 2 minutes. They said they could tell him that much. They went and found that. They said he beat his police academy score, which is the fastest in the class, by 2 minutes. And that's fast, whatever he did, because I don't remember what he did before. I remember it was fast number. But I'm gonna talk to him today. He's got a schedule. He turned in all the paperwork, so everything's turned in. Now all he's got is the polygraph, and then he's got an interview. And I think what's going to happen is on the first interview, they're going to fast track him to get him in.
Good for him.
But it's nothing certain until he gets it, you know?
Yeah.
And what's he applying for? School guard crossing, dude?
Yeah, you can say that.
What, he wants this job, right?
Oh yeah, he wants to be a cop, you know?
Well, I know, but didn't he have several different places he could have gone? And
Well, this is the place closest that they've been asking him to come over there.
okay.
This is where he trained at the Slidell Police Academy. So he knows people on there already. And it's a bigger area than Covington. And it's in direct line of Interstate 10 going to New Orleans. So they get a lot of the Cracker Jacks from New Orleans that come over there and steal cars and go back. So he's going to be in a higher crime area.
So
So
he
he's gonna
knows,
be
he
able to-
knows the chief and everything, right?
No, he only knows the guys that were training him in the police department.
What's
that's about it.
what's the story on the chief? Is he all right to work for, or is he a prick?
Don't know. Don't have a clue. But he's been there for like 10 years,
Okay.
you know, so, but the guy that runs the police academy told Justin, about time you come over here. Because they saw him for whatever it was, 12 weeks or whatever it was. So they know what he's capable of. Just in a police academy, what he did.
Right.
Because he was number one in the class, and he was number one in the fire department class when he came out of it.
Wow.
So he's been number one in 2 classes, you know, police and fire department. And when he's there, he's dedicated to what he's doing. Now he'll get a lot different details over there than they have over here, because here we have like 2 parades. Over there, they're like 6 parades. So he's gonna be working parades all through Mardi Gras season, whether he wants to or not, you know. And it's like I said, it's a bigger area. So hopefully he'll get another Charger, because they got Chargers over there too.
Right.
But they're completely different looking. They're white with a green stripe up the side. And it says Slidell Police, just a little Slidell Police in the back. They don't have the bumpers on the front like he did. You know, big push bumpers. Because they don't push anything with their Chargers. They've got their big SUVs for that.
So they got.
They need to move
they
something.
got, is it a light green or dark green stripe?
The dark green stripe.
So it could look like he's working for, what is it, Border Protection or?
No, actually, I think it's a blue stripe.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember, because they got a guy that lives right here, and it works for Slidell. He parks his police car up front. I think it's a blue stripe, actually. It says it's a dark blue stripe, and it's a Slidell Police in dark blue. But they wear a blue uniform. What I was thinking of was thinking of who wears the green. There's somebody that wears green. I can't remember who it is. St. Tammany wears a green. Yeah, no, Slidell does wear green. But I've seen the motorcycle cops with green, and I've seen other ones with black. So it might be 2 different uniforms they wear.
You know, Joe, I hate shooting tennis.
I've never shot tennis.
And the reason I hate it is you've got all the portables and you've got the chain link fence, and you've got, a parking lot. I mean, you know, you just don't have anything good in the background. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, gosh, it's,
I think the
Mhm.
only way I think tennis would be easy, what you're shooting with a camera.
yeah,
Like the only way it would be easy is if you had a position like at the corner of the court looking at somebody where you could
Yeah.
shoot them a few times and then go to the other side and shoot them a few times and be on a top angle looking down where you got the court and you have nothing in the background.
yeah.
That would drive me nuts.
I would share, but Paul's not letting me.
What?
Oh, I'm trying to share, but I can't.
He's probably not a co-host.
The
Yeah, he
share
is.
button. The share button is gray. That's all.
You've got all the commands, I think.
Nope,
Can't
I
share while your camera's switched off.
Oh, because your camera's off.
cancel. Oh, let me turn my camera on.
Yeah, the
Yes,
only
you
one that's
can-
not a co-host is Ed.
You can see my pretty face. Nope, it's still no share.
It must be the tariffs.
Yeah.
Wonder why that is, because
Share.
can anybody else share?
Yeah, I can share. At that Timu camera that
Oh, if I click on that, then I can share, but that's not. Hold on, let's see.
You gotta bring it up on your screen, then
Uh,
share it from down below.
how
guys
can you
see that?
remember that and you don't remember to get on?
You guys see that?
Yep.
The
Well,
girl,
that's a
Yeah, I
good
see what you mean.
you
that's
know,
a good shot.
but you've got it like a backboard. You got a portable. You know, just not real.
Well, they can fix that. All they got to do is put a green cover on it.
Yeah.
Big green cover on it, you know? And it would look better for the people playing tennis too.
Oh, there you go.
High school girl, Paul.
There you go. I can still appreciate.
You're going
Not
to
at
lose your
that
channel. Watch.
I like that one. I wish she was extending her arm more, though.
Yeah.
I like the way she's extending her legs.
Paul, high school girl. Paul's going to get his channel taken down.
Kind of like that one too.
Oh,
He'll
that's
be
a good
knocking
one,
on your
too.
door, Paul.
Her little fatapas are starting to come out.
But you've got that, you know.
We're
you
all
just
going to
got
lose our channel. Let me get
the
out of here.
chain link fence and the other kids in the background,
Oh.
and cars, the parking lot. Just
Going to be like when on Art's channel, when Ron showed his gun and everybody's channel got shut down.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
wow.
No, it was Bill's channel.
Yeah, it was Bill.
Art was restreaming it
Yeah.
like usual.
I remember Dominic killed his stream quick.
Yeah. And then Donald tried it with a camera pistol grip. He got shut down as well for that.
Wow.
Well, the big question I have right now, I've asked V-Copter and I've asked Aldrin. I'm not worried about the fit because I know I can do it with this. But I asked, because I've downloaded on my iPhone the V-Copter app. And it tells you all the stuff it works with, right, on iPhone.
Yeah.
But I said, I don't have an Android to check. I said, does it work on Android? Because I'm going to let you know if they tell me they don't have an Android app for it, I'll cancel it. Because I'm not going to use it on my phone. If I can't use it on a tablet, I'm not going to use it on. I'm not going to get it.
what are you doing with an iPhone?
It's the best phones there is.
Best drone ever. I mean, best phone ever.
Well, you got an iPad.
No, I got a big iPad, but I don't have a small one.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. There's no way I'm gonna carry a big iPad out there.
Well, they would expect that of you because they know you're older with bad eyesight, so.
No, I got good eyesight. I can see the drone at 2,000 feet. What you talking about? It's never out of line of sight.
Yeah, but I'm talking about anybody that might wonder why you had the great big iPad. You could just, they just look at your white hair and go, oh, we know why.
No, I use the iPad in the back instead of bringing a computer in the back. That's the only time I ever use it, right before I go to bed.
Okay, Lance, what time the students start showing up?
8:15. 8:15 is first period.
I'll be right back.
So did you buy one there, Lance?
No, I did not.
You still got them.
And what were, how much, I didn't look. I saw the link, but
Let me see what they still have.
so this gal's one of the fastest sprinters in the state, the gal in the red hair here. And she's also the longest long jumper. And she used to be a pole vaulter, and she stopped doing the pole vault. And she was really good at the pole vault. We're gonna miss her. She's a senior. In fact, she's dating the teacher's son right across the hall, the culinary teacher's son. And he looks
Okay, I
like
see another
Ozzy
thing I don't
Osbourne.
like.
The guy looks like Ozzy Osbourne, the kid does. I had him as a freshman.
What don't you like there, Joe?
Okay, they've made $194,000 so far, right? The first 100 people that bought the $199 one, they stopped it at 100, right? Then you've got for $408, you get the mini combo with the care, 1 year care, and there's 105 out of 200 claimed, right? Then you got the just the standard care. With standard care, it's the see what's in this one. With one battery, just one battery. It's $288 with standard care, and it's 23 out of 70, right? They only have 70 on those. Then the mini standard, which is without the care, just it can't be. That's got the data cables. That's the only difference from the 199. 199 was just a drone, a battery, and you had to have all the cables, right? And then the one I bought, and that one says 119 out of 200. That's the regular one, right? But the one I bought, and this is what I don't like right here. It's $369, and it's got 3 batteries, all the cables, repair kit, charging hub, the bag, all of that for $369, and the regular price is $569, $200 off, right? But what I don't like about it is it said we have 11 left, right? Just in the deal. That's what it was a little while ago. 11 left. Now it was 189 out of 200. Now it's 189 out of 300. They've added another 100 to it.
Huh.
And when they add numbers like that, it makes me wonder.
How much is that one?
369, 398 with tax.
So basically, that just hasn't got the care.
It doesn't have the care, but like I said, I can put that on my insurance policy for the price I pay for it.
Yeah.
And if something happens to it, I'll get the money back, you know?
Well, not the price you paid.
Well, you paid how much, Joe?
$398 with tax, but they want my receipt. That's the thing. If I tell them it's $569, I got to have a receipt for $569. I got to show them what I paid for it. So the bottom line is this. Right now, I'm still skeptical on it, and I got till the 5th of next month to cancel it, April 5th, and they'll give me my money back instantly, right? The deal is, if they come back and say there's no Android app for it, I'm done. I'll find out myself in a little while. I'm charging my Android.
So, Joe, what you're saying is you're done.
I might be. Yeah, I think I am with it.
You know, I think you'd be better off selling your iPhone. getting a real phone.
Get a real one. Yeah, there you go.
Because I'm on Vcopter. But Vcopter, let's see. See, I can't understand why. I'm gonna go to the bottom, see what they got on the bottom. Product support. They got an Android app. Okay, it says Vcopter Falcon app download, and it does have a Android app. So I can put it. I'll find out in a little bit. I'll put it on my tablet if it works on my tablet. But I have to download it. Like I said, for that price, it's not bad with all the batteries, because it's gonna be more of a novelty play around with drone. You know what I mean? But it still give me
I know what you mean.
4K 30. Because I'm not buying the Mavic 4. I can tell you that right now. I'm not paying $4,000 for a drone.
You know what I mean? Yeah, yep. 4,000 is a lot of money.
I know. And I like the fact that the one I ordered is in yellow. I'm getting the canary yellow. So it's just going to be. In fact, Johnny said he ordered the exact same one. I told him, change it to black. I don't want you to take mine.
And it will be easier to see too.
Yeah, I just wanted to play with. After I fly and get my video, I could play around with this. You know. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be a novelty thing, and it's something you can put. It's actually the funny part about this. If I could see, I think it one with the controller with the screens better, but it would be something I could just take with me if I'm not carrying something else, you know, just to have with me. Because I tell you, I've seen a video from it. The one Johnny's got, it may not be the best. I think it's only 2.7 his. But there's 4K 30 on this. So if it's supposed to have the Hover Pro or something like this, they're what you call it?
No, the Hover
Camera.
Pro, the Hover Pro is 8K.
Okay, this is not the Pro. If it's the Pro camera, they might put it in there later, you know, because they said they haven't put the final production version out yet. What they've been flying with is just their beta everything.
Did Audrin, has he put out a video yet on it?
Yeah, Aldrin's got it.
Has he put out a video yet?
Yeah, it's out. It's out right now.
Okay.
Yeah, go check his out. He talks about it. It doesn't have obstacle avoidance. Won't have obstacle avoidance.
What's his channel name?
I'll put it in the chat. Can you see the chat?
Yep.
Hold on. Let me go get it.
Aldrin Nastasio.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can get it real quick. It's right on front. It was right on front. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Hold on, here it is.
Something to do with flight, isn't it?
Okay, I put it in.
Yeah.
Low battery. Flight path. Isn't he?
Man, those are long arms, hey?
Hey, Josie, flight path.
Yeah, fly path. I put it in the chat. I got the link. So I sent Captain Ray the little post they put out from St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Department with it's a little, I want to say highlight. It's a summary of the funeral and all of that for Candies the other day. And it's about 4 minutes long, and it talks about him, and at the end of it, it says Sergeant Candies in the watch. He came back and he said, I'm crying here watching it. It chokes me up thinking about it.
Have you heard from Joe at all?
Who?
You.
Joe who?
Got charging back.
Johnny, I mean.
Yeah, I've heard from Johnny. Last night he sent me about 80 pictures. My thing's going doom, doom, doom. I said, what the hell is going on here? He's sending me pictures, video, everything from South Florida. He said, you should have been here.
I was watching that video this morning. It looked like it was pretty windy
Oh, yeah, they were catching.
at the
And
beach.
then he gets out there and he forgot his Maverick.
Oh, yes.
He had a Avata 2 out there.
Yeah, somebody picked up the wrong box or something.
Yeah, he picked. I did that the other day with him. I went. I had. I didn't. In the. What was it? The Air 2S. I have the old controller where you got to use your phone.
Mhm.
Because I bring it, but I always have it with the Mavic 3 with the other controller, or I bring the other controller separate because it doesn't fit in the case. So I get out there, open it up, and I said, "Oh shit, I forgot the controller for this." Because I had the Avata 2 and I had that. So I had to use my phone. The only time I've ever used my phone. And I hated it. Hated every second of it. With the tablet, I didn't care because it was bigger and it wasn't my phone, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't like the tablet as much because it's heavier. But I think it'll be okay with this controller because this controller is kind of flimsy, kind of light. And I think the extra weight's gonna make it feel better. Yeah.
I wonder if anybody's going to go live tonight from there.
Oh, they
Well,
will. They'll go
somebody
live
will.
at Sticks. Uncle Bill will. Yeah, they usually go live, walk around in Sticks.
Yeah, I thought it was funny last year watching that. Watching Bob Dempsey walking around the pool tables, and all you can see is his head above the table.
Yeah, the top of his head. Yeah. Yeah, Bob, put him next to Kai, or put you know, comes up to Kai's waist. They need to get him and Art out there, and they're gonna give the shortest award.
Yeah.
I
Well,
shot that video 2 weeks ago up at that property.
they'll
Got
have
my
a
check
third-
yesterday.
they'll have a third one there this year.
Who?
Paul's taking his son Ben. He's only 11.
Well, yeah, but that's a kid. It's different. Yeah, I looked at the prices yesterday. I could have left this morning at what time was it? At 4:55 this morning, and got to Orlando at 7. Could have got my car, could have drove down there, got into the hotel, sneak into the hotel, right? Wait till everybody leaves, get me a room, and go drive out by Sticks and just go walking in the Sticks. You know, and say, man, y'all having too much fun down here. I had to come. That would have been cool. Almost did it. Came close. I could have got a round trip ticket yesterday for $231.
That's a lot cheaper than everybody else managed to get.
Yeah, it was a special deal yesterday with Spirit Airlines. I thought about it. I called Justin up, my son, and I said, if I go to this thing at the last minute, you have got to come over here and take care of the dogs for at least 2 days. I'd rather you stay here. If you can't stay here, I don't want you coming in and out. I'll know when you do because of my cameras. I said, but I don't want you just to come in for 5 minutes and leave them for 24 hours, you know? And he said, let me know. Like that. I said, I'm about 80% I'm not going. So the 20% I might. But that's how I would have liked it going, just to sneak in there, you know?
Just
For
managed to
Friday,
get my
Saturday,
phone.
Sunday, and come back Sunday night.
I've just managed to get my phone back on charging. The cat managed to knock my cup of tea off where it was lying earlier. And apart from soaking my jeans and jersey, a drop of the tea must have gone into the charging port on the phone.
Oh, that's not good.
And when I plugged the charger lead into it, it says, charging not available. Liquid was detected in the charging port. Please wait until it is dried out and try again. This may take several hours.
How'd you get it wet?
Oh, that's clever. Told you the cat knocked the cup of tea over on it.
Property?
Yeah, property.
Okay, just checking.
Bloody
That's
hot.
why you need an iPhone that you could just stick the back on a magnet thing and charge it that way.
Proper hot. I can do. I just haven't got a magnetic charger next to me.
Yeah, I went and bought one. That's what I got at nighttime every night. I just mine holds a charge for 3 days.
I've got two when it's upstairs. Yeah, not when it's on Zoom. It doesn't.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
The biggest.
That's why I don't. Every third day I put it on the charger. I do notice one thing with my watch though. My watch could be at 100%, and at the end of the day now it's at about 52%, and it used to be at about 70%. So
Yeah.
it's starting to use the battery a little more. But it's also 5 years old.
When I'm sat here on the chair, I just leave the phone plugged in all the time. I only unplug it from the charger if I go out.
Yeah, it's also 5 years old, so it's like, do I want to get a new Apple Watch or I don't want to buy one? That's the whole thing.
Well, my iPhone's an 11 Pro Max, so that's 4 years old now. And I've got the what's it now as well, the Libre glucose meter patch that well, it's not a patch, it's about the size of a blooming AirTag you stick on your arm and put an app on your phone, and it'll tell you what your sugar level is.
Why did I put that in?
All the time. You just press a button and say scan, and put the phone next to the sensor on your arm, and it gives you the sugar reading, and it also downloads all of the data on it that your sugar's been since the last time you scanned it.
Now, what is that?
Libre, Libre.
Well, I don't have to monitor my sugar. That's why I don't worry about that. If I did my sugar right now, probably about 120.
And it gives you a graph showing how your sugar's acted over the past 24 hours. In fact, it'll do it over the week. But in fact, let's have a look, see. Go into the app.
Huh.
There's one.
Press scan.
Hey, Lance.
Yeah.
There we go.
You shot softball the other day, right?
There it is. My sugar level is 7.8 millimolecules per litre.
Wow. I shot a softball game yesterday.
Yeah.
Went full 7 innings, and Mandeville won it 5-4, right?
Yeah.
it was 2-0 in the first, 1-0 in the first inning, 2-0 in the third inning, 4-0 in the fourth inning. Fifth inning was 4-2. Sixth inning was 4-4. And nothing happened really. It was such a slow game that I was just reaching for any kind of picture I could get because there was nothing happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I'm saying, this is ridiculous. I can't get the pictures. Nothing.
You see what?
I got a couple of people. I heard a life alert.
You see what Justin wrote?
Yeah, I heard Life Alert was a big sponsor of the meetup this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what happened was I took. They had a couple of plays at second base. One of them had the most beautiful play. Coach from third base walked in right in front of me. Not it
Yeah.
shouldn't even been down the line. So if I was the umpire, I'd throw him out the game. You're supposed to stay in the box. Stay in my. I used to tell the coach, step out the box. I dare you. Like that. I'll tell them, get back in the box one time. Stay in your box. And then if they get out the box, I said, that's your last chance. I dare you to get out again. And if they step out the box, even playing, I had one play with me right there, put his foot out the box, said, you're gone. You know, that's how it was, you know. Like, I'm not playing the game. I don't want you down the line. I don't want you interfering with anything. Stay right where you're supposed to be. Because if they were outside that line, when the play happened, if a ball hit them outside the line, I call a run out because it's in the rules. But I got one play of a girl diving for the ball. It was bunt that went over the pitcher. It bounced up over the pitcher and the second baseman dove, but I caught her after she caught the ball. If I was snapped and caught, I thought it was gonna hit the ground. I didn't see her diving. If I'd have caught it right before her catching it, it would have been the catcher, the picture of the year.
Her butt went over the pitcher? What?
The bunt.
Bunt.
Talk about high school girls again. Paul's determined to lose his channel and get Homeland on his front door. The biggest the biggest expense in flying for all the nursing home staff into Florida. What's that, yours, Lance?
Yeah. So I teach kids to shoot through the fence. So you can't
Yeah.
tell that there's a chain link fence there.
Yeah, I shoot through the fence.
I had kids come back the very first game and they were so bad, Joe. It's like, really, guys? Okay, this is how you do it. And I'm standing probably 3 feet away from the fence.
Well, you got to make sure you're focused on the player.
Yep, exactly. And
That's the
then
thing.
if you have to, put it in manual mode, get
Oh,
the
you got to be in
focus,
manual.
put it in manual and so it doesn't zoom in and out of the fence and the player. But the one gal who's just trying to get a grade in my class, it's like, really? No attempt at all. And she took about 20 pictures and left. And so I had to go the other day to grab some, so we had some for the book.
Now, that's softball, isn't it, Lance?
Yeah, that's softball.
Yep. Yellow ball, softball.
Can you see that? Can you see this next picture?
Yeah.
I like that one too. That's
Yep.
In the ball in softball about 1.5 times the size of a baseball.
Yes, sir. The one thing that happened yesterday, I was talking to the guys sitting next to me, and I thought I had met him before, but he was a freshman dad, right? And the guy was about my height, and probably his shoulders were about twice my size, because he looked like he lifted weights. And come to find out, he worked with Justin at the fire department. He was one of the firemen. And his daughter is a freshman pitcher for the team. And when it started to get out of hand, they put her in. and she shut them down for like 2 1/3 innings. And I took a picture of her when she came in because the bases, they had 2 people on base when she came in and shut them down. And let me find the picture. Not her. Follow me. Hold on, I gotta take this call.
Be right back, guys.
Okay, Lance. Did you see what Justin put in there? He heard Life Alert was a big sponsor of the meetup this year.
Yeah, Joe read that out about 3 minutes ago.
Oh, did I not change it?
No.
Okay.
Double it yet. Wait, doubling what?
On the advocacy priority.
Yeah, y'all got that block, right? Because Paul wasn't paying attention. That's a block.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to. But
Well,
this girl,
what I'm wondering is because I don't know what the average age of a drone flyer that goes to the Florida meetup, but maybe they're
Oh.
all seniors.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, most of them, except for TJ. Lance, can you
TJ,
see it?
Matty.
No, you can see it.
I think Matty's only 40, isn't he?
These are the pictures from yesterday. Right here. And that's shooting through a fence. You got the girl sliding in safe. That's the final out of the game.
Who won?
Mandeville 5-4. I said that earlier. That's the winning run that went across. And if you can't see her face real good, she's almost into tears. Because they needed to win that game to beat Mandeville in the district. And Mandeville's gonna probably beat them. And that's the same girl that hit a home run. That's the celebration that when they crossed the plate. And then this is the pitcher. This is a freshman pitcher that her dad worked with Justin at the fire department. And I got her picture, and because she closed them down. I said, I'm gonna push to get her in the paper. So that's the first time she was in the paper this year. But I shoot them from the side so I can get the action like that. So I had 5 in the paper yesterday.
See you in a second.
Okay, see you a second.
Did you see that one, Lance?
Kids that care about their grade, go figure.
Yeah, Lance, I shoot them from the side. That's why I look like this.
Yeah. And I try to stand on the first base line because most of the batters are right-handed.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't worry about that. I used to do that, go back and forth, and it's too much work.
Yeah.
Because that's all I need is stuff like that. I need the first base and I need second base. First base, second base, the plate on a play on the plate, and I'd rather have the catcher's perspective making the tag. You know.
Yeah, and I like standing on the third base bag sometimes. You know, even with the third base bag,
Right.
shooting down to the second base for a slide. You know, for like a
Yeah, that makes it better.
for a
Better
steal.
if find something here. I'll show you what I'm talking about with the perspective of the catcher. Here's the perspective of the catcher in a play. Like that. That's the kind of shot I like. Because she got the ball, she get ready to bust her ass. When she tagged her way up here.
Which team is Manderville?
Mandeville's the blue. Look. That's Mandeville in the blue and white.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the pictures from the other day when I shot him. That was another freshman pitcher. That was another play at second.
You must be using about that's not even a 70. What are you using? 50 millimeter?
No, I'm sitting way away from that. I'm shooting with a 120 300, but I'm shooting it with a 5D at about 180.
Okay.
So I can zoom in all the way to where I've got the ankles, you know. I want to be able to, and I'm sitting there when I'm shooting and I've got the back button focused on it, so it's not going to move. So I could watch the play as it's happening, and I'm rolling the barrel to decide where I want it. I'm trying to crop it there, you know.
Yeah.
And most of the time I can get it done.
Have you ever missed a shot that you wished you hadn't?
Oh, plenty. Like this, let me see.
Every time I'm out.
Yeah. Like this shot right here. I kept saying I need one more shot. I need one more shot, right? This is the last out of the game. But I wanted that shot. I wanted some last shot and I couldn't figure out what it was. And that happened on the last shot of the game. And then that's a pickoff at first base. When they tried to do the pickoff. But that shot right there is going to probably be put in for picture of the year too. Because of him. The way he's looking at it. And the way he reached for him. I've already been told, put it in my folder for picture of the year. So unless I get better ones. You never know what you're going to do. I missed one yesterday, Paul. And I really missed it. And I watched it instead of doing it.
Did you take the images off yet? They're still on the camera?
Just on the camera.
But
So you're
the
number
girl in
18
right
now.
field
When
for
you come in,
Covington,
get 18 from me. Okay.
the ball was hit and she made a diving catch. A diving catch for the ball. And I watched her diving for it. And I could have shot her all the way down parallel to the ground, a foot above the ground with the ball just hitting her glove. And didn't do it. And then it happened a second time and I didn't do it. Where she missed it the second time. I sat there and said, why didn't you shoot those pictures twice? But sometimes you like there'll be somebody on first base and I'm locked into second base when somebody's on first. Because first base and second base from where I'm at is the exact same focal point. I could just roll them back and forth and I have the same focal point. They're both in focus. I'll lock it in the back and it doesn't change. But if the ball's hit anywhere else, then sometimes I don't pay attention to it. Because I'm looking for somebody trying to steal second or somebody getting picked off on first. What are you buying, Paul?
I'm just tracking a ship. I don't have any money. Yeah, Goma Equinox is up on the lake coming down.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna
go
put this on.
How for? We check that block off. Want to go fly? I actually am going flying a little bit. I want to go to Mandeville Lakefront. We got a coastal flood warning again.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down a little bit because we got south wind coming in for 3 days, and as the south wind comes in like that, what happens is water keeps building up on the lakefront and winds up flooding all the area. But the wind's out there right now. Let's see. That's another thing. We got high wind warnings. 30-mile-an-hour gust at 150 feet. Let's go to Lakeshore Drive. Now that's here, okay? You know, it's funny. It's 30-mile-an-hour gust where I'm at. By the lake, it's only 23. So that's not bad. I could do that with the Mavic 3. But I want to go see if there's anything. I'll probably have pictures of water coming over the thing, the seawall like that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that a little bit.
Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. Ed was almost gonna fall asleep there. And,
No, I'm awake.
Ed's fine.
Hey, thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see all of you again later today. Are you gonna be around today, Joe?
Should be.
Okay. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. Mark,
Hey guys, take care.